Hey guys, it's Derek from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan, and we're looking here at a Toyota Hiace fire truck. Yeah, now if you haven't seen one of these before, you're in for a treat. This is quite a cool vehicle. I got the engine running now, and I'm just going to turn it off because the diesel engine's a little bit noisy. We're doing this thing where we're being extra nice to everybody around us. We've been getting a lot of complaints of engines running for too long, not from our customers, but from the people who live near here. And then 10,000 kilometers. That's like, what, 6,000 miles on a 25-year-old import to the USA. So yeah, it's a fire truck, so it's going to be maintained properly by the firefighters, cleaned up nicely, and then the low mileage would be authentic because, you know, they only rack mileage on when they're going to fight fires, and you get the benefit of saving people's lives. And so when you're going around in this vehicle, you can vicariously live a firefighter's life and get waves from everybody. Everyone loves to see you drive one of these. It doesn't have the lights on the top, but it still has the marker there, and that, I believe, should still light up. We do have a set of lights if you're the owner of this and you really want one, because sometimes the cars come with the lights on the top. Some people like to remove the lights so that it costs less to ship. This one here wouldn't make a difference because of that canopy in the back. Now I'll get into the details of the car. I'll go over the auction inspection sheet, show you the interior and the exterior and all the fun little bits that come with the camping truck. This is based off of a Hiace truck platform, and then has the 4 doors and then kind of a pickup truck bed on the back there. And then these are meant for off-roading, so you can see a very good approach angle there. It's Toyota's Hiace locking hubs in the front, and or I don't know how people pronounce that when it's not Japanese. Hiace? Yeah. And 5-speed manual with a diesel engine. Very cool. And very, very interesting looks for a vehicle that is outside of Japan. I guess even in Japan this would be pretty intense to see one of these on the road, because all the modern fire trucks in the modern cities are very modern looking. A vehicle like this would be at a kind of a countryside, small town little firefighter's place. Maybe only 3 people work there. Okay, so let's go over the auction inspection sheet here. It's a 1993 Hiace double cab fire engine 4-wheel drive, auction grade 4 with an interior grade C. And often you'll find these with interior grade C because, one, firefighters in Japan love to smoke cigarettes, which is somewhat ironic. But secondly, a lot of the equipment gets attached onto the dashboard through screws, and screw holes in the dashboard have a way of making the interior grade C. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 screw holes. And yes, it still has the mic system there, so you can shout at people when you're driving down, "Watch out, I'm going to fight fires!" and everyone will cheer for you. Yay! And you can throw candy out the back for the kids. Okay, so 9,615 kilometers on there, 5-speed manual. Unfortunately, these fire trucks usually don't have AC, and I suppose the reason for that is because if you're a firefighter, you got to be used to being too hot. And if you go from a nice ice cold interior into fighting fires, you might turn around and run back into the fire truck and go, it's so nice in there. And that's the way that I feel that why these don't have AC. Or it was a cost-cutting thing, because you probably don't need it, to be honest. Okay, so it's a color change. They come originally white, and they're painted by hand to red. So there's a little bit of paint wave here and there sometimes. And then these, and I mentioned this in the other video, these are hand-painted on, these decals. Somebody has the steadiest hands in the world. Very cool. Now it is faded in some areas and there's stickers on the corners, but that's the typical Japanese firefighter design. And then here's company logo here. Takayamashi is the name of the city that this one came from. Okay, so dashboard has screw holes in it. Oh, this is the information given at the time of the auction. So dashboard has screw holes, headliner is coming off, and it is quite a bit, but it's a very simple headliner, so it'll be easy to replace. Or you can just glue it back into place. The back bed section, is that called the bed? The truck bed section? Various scratches, dents, and rust, and winter tires on it. Oddly, it has 3 matching tires, and then 1 from 1993. So 3 from 2006, and 1 from 1993. And it says some of the fire equipment is missing. The roof has holes from Modification where they used to mount the siren. and has company sign on it. It says screw holes in the front. Now the only screw holes I could find are these ones here, where a badge used to be. They have a cool firefighter's badge that goes on here. You can get it on some of them. Roof has, oh, I already went over that. U2 is medium dents on the roof. Medium dent over here. Really, the body looks pretty much exquisite. I'm going to do the once around here and then go take a look at any of the details. And so the manual locking hubs are pretty good. You probably wouldn't need to upgrade to anything stronger than those unless you wanted to run some really big tires. I think you'd be good up to 37s, and then anything over 37 you might have to worry about getting a hub that has stronger spleens in it. Because those Hygiene ones are pretty good. You see the fire equipment in the back. This one surprisingly comes with a whole bunch of hoses. And I'm not sure how many of the interior pieces you're allowed to bring with the vehicle, because when the vehicle ships, it's, I know it'll have this hose here, and I'll talk more about that in a second, but there are other hoses. When the vehicle ships, the rule is if it's not bolted down, then you can't ship it with the car. But a lot of this is just useless junk that would be difficult to throw out, and so customs might be like, yeah, whatever, and ship them with the car. It even has nozzles, hoses with nozzles, and then it doesn't have a water pump. Sadly, the water pumps are usually used on the next firefighter's truck, and so you often don't see them. We have seen one of them, and we shipped it to the USA, and it was okay. But you never know if they're going to be like, no, that's extra equipment. You can't ship that without getting it certified. We once had a generator come in a truck, and we weren't allowed to ship that. In fact, we had to pay somebody to get rid of the generator, and it was a huge pain in the butt. Okay, so I'll go over the back in a second, but first the sides. Now this is all in good shape. You can see the window is still clear, and there's another window up there, which is cool. It gives you a little bit more light inside if you're doing your firefighter things. Now this one has these clips, and they all work appropriately. None of them are stuck or anything. You put them in and you turn them in order to have that secure. I open them all up so that we can take a look at what's inside here. And we got this big cabinet, and then you can see the side of the bed of the truck has its tie-down straps. There's also a fire extinguisher in there, and the pickup hose. So the pickup hose, we'll take a look at that first. You'll see this netting. The way it works is if you have a fire hydrant, then great. But if you don't have a fire hydrant and you have a stream or a lake or a pool of water or even just a tank of water, then you plug this end into the water pump that usually goes here, and then dangle that wicker thing, that thing there, into whatever water source you have, and then that's your pickup. And that bamboo strainer thing prevents any of the junk from getting into the water pump. Kind of cool design, and all of them here in Japan have that, so it is quite interesting. It's like a regular thing for firefighters to do, is pick up pond water to fight fires, I guess. Now this one here is an example of the inner box, and I've already opened this one. It takes 2 hands to open, but I thought I'd open it prior to shooting the video so that we can take a peek inside it. So it goes all the way down and has bumpers there so that you don't damage anything. You can see the bumpers a little bit. They're on either end of these. And go inside, and a sizable box. And comes with hoses. 1, 2, plus these ones here, and some nozzles. Now the other side I didn't check to see what's inside there, but we got more hoses up there, and a cool rack with a diamond plate on top. So if you take this green thing off, you're gonna look cool. A lot of them don't have these green things though, and this one looks like it's a very good condition one. Now this section here looks like we got where gasoline tanks used to be with armor so that they don't get damaged. You can take this whole thing out by the look of it. So that's cool. There's a ladder up here. It's a fold out style ladder, and then 2 lights. So you got one here that you can swivel around. You may have to undo it a little bit and apparently plug it in. And then another lamp over there. This tray section here slides out and then goes down, and then you roll the pump off of it. And so it's sort of like a stretcher. Okay, speaking of stretchers, there's one here, and I've never seen one with a stretcher. This is a fold halfway stretcher. So you undo this, take the whole thing out, and then it has feet, and it will fold open to be a stretcher if you need one. My first time seeing that, so that's pretty cool. going up here. Now these holes here usually put the pickaxes between there and these securing pieces. Sometimes they come with pickaxes. This one didn't. You can get a good look here of what it looks like up here. And it looks like the sides are zippers, so you can take the sides completely off if you wanted to. Here's where your firefighter buddies go if they are not, they don't have enough seniority to sit inside the car. And so you can sit there and look, just so that everything's safe. You get your own little place to put your hands. Now we have that other video on the YouTube about a K-car version of a fire truck. Very cool. It's a tiny little, like, quarter of the size of this truck. And if you're interested, I guess you can go check that out. So interior is really bare bones. No power windows, no AC. There is power steering, 5-speed manual. More comfortable seat for the driver than for anyone else. Easy to get in and out of. It's a bit of a step to get up, but you have a handle here. So getting up here, here's your 5-speed, and then your low gear ratios if you want. So you can do 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive, or low gear range 4-wheel drive. This also has an option to flop down, which is fun to play with. And siren doesn't work. Mic doesn't work. I guess they might work. Something might work. I don't really know. And then this one here is for your lights, on and off. This one here you can up your idle. It's sort of like a choke, except it's for a diesel. 9,646 kilometers. Crazy. And you can talk to people as you drive by. This is a firefighter, but I'm not a real firefighter. You'll probably get in trouble in some of the states for impersonating a firefighter. So I don't really know about the legality of actually driving this would be, because it's not exactly like a fire truck, but I think it would be, might be considered to somebody who wanted to prosecute you, and probably should know better than to do that. I don't know. I guess it depends on what you're doing. If you're actually pretending like you're going to fight fires and save people, that might be something dumb to do. So there's a pass through there. Here you can see, just glue it back into place kind of thing. And then lots of room in here, and enough to sleep because it's almost a flat area, and this seat here folds up if you want and clips on. Let's see if I can get this. There we go. So clips into place. And how big is that? I don't really want to lay down in it without cleaning it out first, but it looks like it's about 160 centimeters or so, maybe 165 from door to door. So curl up your legs and you can sleep in there. If you needed to, you got hooks here for your firefighter suits or your hats or your gloves or whatever. Door visor. That's neat. Okay, fire truck. That is the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed this look at the fire truck. Most of the ones that we send to the USA are for dealers that don't put the videos on YouTube, so this is something of a unique video for our channel. So hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a spectacular day.